Hi, I'm Elle Becker, and this is How Chronic Pain Tries to Erase Me. Pain has made me small, but I'm smiling. I'm invisible, like someone in a fog. You might sense that I'm there. I'm like a shadow in your periphery. My words may reach you, but I am still unseen. I want to be seen. I disappear from people's minds the moment I say, I'm in pain. That's when people quickly say, I'm sorry, while they flinch and turn away. I understand their fears. I know pain and illness are uncomfortable. Pain has been polite. It overstays its welcome. It is unwanted company, a negative in a world awash in negativity. Pain is subjective. You can't feel what I feel, and I thank the gods for that. It also means that when I say I'm hurting, people don't fully believe me because they'd have to show compassion, and that's just too much work for some. Empathy demands effort. Others care, but they can't empathize. There are those who don't see me because they don't want to. Deny it, but they don't even look at me as a human as they reject me. My doctor looks at my chart or their laptop and never at me, the human being. I'm a part of the body and a bill to the insurance company. The friends I had when I became ill all disappeared, which was okay with me. I'd been picking friends who were so shallow that they would for sure do an ice bucket challenge and stuff if the cause is trending. Otherwise it was, so why can't you come out tonight? Why are you always sick? And my answer every time was, because I'm chronically ill. My diseases keep making me sick. Rare disease sufferers get no cheerleaders. What people don't understand, they ridicule. Even worse, I threaten your grand illusion, the one where hard work and positivity cures suffering, perfect health is a choice, and youth is a guarantee. Nobody wants to think about a 40-something woman who is full of useless facts and suffers from severe chronic pain and illness. I'm much cooler on paper. Writing is where I reveal parts of myself and pretend I'm an open book. Only I've glued most of the pages together to hide the parts I can't bear to read again. I have invisibility inside of me, fighting me every second I'm alive. The more it comes to me, the smaller I shrink. I carry my worst enemy, a villain, around. I'm in a lot of pain. Not metaphorically, it's not emotional pain. That would be too abstract. I'm in physical misery. It gnaws at my bones, burns at my nerves, and leaves me breathless. It wakes me up at night if I move. I haven't slept a full 8-hour night since 2015. Shadows and whispers crawl from the corners of my eyes, courtesy of sleep deprivation. Sometimes my flared-up body quiets to a point where I can crash from clinical exhaustion for 2 to 3 hours. The pain gets lonely at night, though. It bangs and yells for me to stay up and keep it company. Other times, it violates my sleep and slithers its way into my dreams. I wake from those nights with my throat hoarse from screaming. Once, I had a nightmare that I was being held down while my legs were in a human-sized meat grinder. I was being ground into hamburger patties while I screamed for help that never came. In reality, my legs hurt while I slept. I had hip and knee subluxations, partial dislocations, bone pain, plus burning sciatica. Incorporated itself into my dream in the most fucked up way possible. Thanks a lot, brain. I come to consciousness in the mornings with a literal gasp. Awareness of my body comes rushing back to me like a lightning strike. It charges into me from the place where it goes when I am in dreamland. I am instantly awake between 3 and 4 a.m., no matter when I fall asleep. For a decade now, I've been an early bird, all because my pain controls my circadian rhythm. My pain doesn't fade, it shapeshifts. If pain had a body, it would be a skinwalker. My back and neck scream at me. I don't want another spinal surgery. I ignore it as long as I can. My muscles squeeze, swell, and cramp. My joints wobble when I walk and try to slip from their sockets, especially my left hip. I get full-body Charlie horses down to that painful curl in my toes to remind me I'm alive. My bones feel like they're being crushed if I walk too fast. And all of that combined would be enough, right? It's not. There's a poisoned icing on this cake of doom. I'm talking about my nerves. Not the anxiety kind, but the nerve endings that allow you to feel, touch, and be felt. Mine are broken. Large and small fiber nerve diseases, severe CIDP and small fiber neuropathy, create constant torture. It's pulsing, needles stabbing, and red hot burning. Invisible creepy crawlies, numbness and tingling. It is utter agony all over my arms and legs. Nerve pain has made me invisible to the world because it takes all of my energy to stay upright and be positive. You would think I'd learn to anticipate it, but I am still sometimes blindsided by the intense pain. It's violent. The breeze on my arms feels like sandpaper made of broken glass. Clothing can be torture. The shower feels like little needles of acid. All of my nerve endings feel like they're being bitten by fire ants. Fuck you, pain, I think. Fuck you for never leaving. I hate your guts so much I wish you were a person so I could murder you painfully. I'm sentenced to suffering for the rest of my life, every microsecond, for all time. Yet I smile. If I don't smile, I'll buckle and I'll become unseen, a forgotten casualty. That's not my style. I may fall down, but Elle Becker has never given up. Life is worth living. Smiling means I'm more noticeable, and it feels good to have a grin on my face. Do you see me yet? You're getting there. I refuse to be a ghost during my most precious story, my life. No longer will I remain invisible as I drift through another day. I'm still smiling. Here is a hard truth. If you walk through hell daily, you will not survive unless you leave room for grace. A genuine smile is the armor I wear in a world where suffering reduces my humanity. I invite grace and peace in and let go of my resentments. I make room for pain, too. Whether I like it or not, my pain isn't leaving. I smile because somewhere out there, another person is suffering like I am, and I want them to know they are not alone, and there is peace to be found between heartbeats. I'm here and I'm alive. Each breath in my lungs is an announcement of my victory. Each word that flows out of me cements the legacy I'll someday leave behind. My voice, my truth. Pain is distracting, but I follow hope, my guide. My words are a lighthouse in the fog, thrown out for anyone who wants to keep hanging on. You don't have to roar to be seen. A mighty whisper can also command attention. Do you see me? Are you closer now? I choose to live fully and completely, and not despite the pain. I live fully with it. I have accepted that pain is part of me, and it doesn't define me. Oh, it may often run my days and try to control my life. I have ceased fighting it and accepted that it is as much me as my eyes, laugh, or hair. I don't have to like it, but I acknowledge it and I give it the respect it is due. Finding different ways to reduce pain is important, and I do what I can to dull it. I can breathe a little now that I'm on serious immunotherapy. I know I've done everything to help myself that I can. Medication, meditation, cannabis, biofeedback, and a therapist. That's what I have in my war chest to fight with when my pain ebbs and flows. Environmental triggers that are beyond my control can set me off in a flare every day during the summer. I am choosing to be visible. I choose happiness despite the soul-sucking diseases that legitimately threaten to bring me down every day. Treatment shouldn't have an unobtainable price tag either. My life story is about so much more. It's about my willingness and strength to live fully with it. You may see my pain when it creeps through the cracks in my mask, but I ask that you don't turn away. See me instead. My story has suffering and sadness. With a dry humor, I have attempted to turn that into grace and hope. It wasn't me who was lost in the fog, though I floated on your fringe. If you choose, you can look my way. My voice will keep calling out, trying to be a beacon for those who are tormented. I refuse to be invisible. I also want you to know that if you're chronically ill or in pain, come hang out with me and an amazeballs group of people at the Chronic Haven, a free peer support community for those with chronic pain and illness. We are also a 501c3 nonprofit. Yay! Check us out, then come find us hanging on Discord. We have support meetings, fun events, classes, and more. I'm the co-founder of the Chronic Haven, and I found my tribe there. If you feel you can relate to my words, you are welcome to join us.